Welcome to On the Road NIMBY Tips. Good morning. We're here in Southwest Florida. This is day 5 of my road trip. It started in Indianapolis earlier this week on Monday, where we stormed the state capitol with a statewide coalition, and they have a presence there. And the thing that we walked away with is, other than impressing legislators on some NIMBY issues in the renewable energy space, we were also dealing with 7-degree weather, probably the coldest I've experienced since last year on the road in Evansville, Indiana, when it was -5 with wind chill. So now made it down to Tampa, and now today, Friday morning, as the sun's rising in the Sarasota area, and it's a nice balmy 60 degrees. So what I want to talk about this morning with you is the value of video communications on filming. That's why we're down here. We're in day 2 of the shoot. We've interviewed 8 employees for a company that's trying to get permitting on the East Coast of Florida. And today we're going to finish it off with not just another 5 interviews, but also ending it with 2 elected officials, one a county commissioner and one a city commissioner, who are going to attest to the good neighbor, good company that they have in their community with the employment, the economic development, all the things that we say in the permitting that we're going to bring as a value to a new community. We're validating it here, not only with the video communications, with these testimonials, but also achieving what I've been talking about on the road here with you, as well as in the NIMBY War Room, that you got to humanize your project. You got to humanize your company. And how do you do that? One of the most effective ways is the video and filming, right? Yeah, because people are talking from the heart, they're talking from the experience, and you successfully go from a 2-dimensional application process, which is very vulnerable and easy to define by the opposition, to a very 3-dimensional emotional pull with the viewership. But more importantly, and the focus here in the NIMBY tip, is you want to have the optics and the political cover and capital that comes from those persuasive optics for the elected officials, because it all does funnel down to those votes at City Hall or the county, whatever it might be. And so here, sitting here, getting ready for the day with my film producer, the guy that I bring around the country and all these films. We probably interviewed in the last couple of years over 200 people for various projects, and say, I want you to say, hey, hello to Charlie. Charlie, say hello to everyone on the road. And that man has won 4 Emmys. I'm proud to be working with him. He's a strategic partner. And together, we really do make some good stories to tell on behalf of the clients. Very successful, and something that you need to consider if you haven't done already. And you could do it with a good film crew, or even with an iPhone. I've done it with an iPhone. I'm talking to you on my iPhone right here, unfiltered. And so the tip is really just make it part of your toolbox, the video communications. And the question that I always get is, well, what are we going to do with these videos? And if you have a corporate website or corporate website or project website, you can do either or. You have to have a landing page. You got to be able to feature these videos, and we're just not putting these testimonials up without any kind of random occurrence, right? There's a purpose behind it. What's the story do we want to tell? We want to talk about the economic development. We want to talk about the environmental sensitivities. We want to talk about the careers and the opportunities that help build families and build communities. We want to talk about safety. If you're in an industrial side of things, we want to talk about how you're being considerate and mitigating traffic and accounting for a tax base. And if you're doing tax abatements, how's your community fund? Your community outreach. How are you going to supplement and augment those gaps in tax revenues, because that's going to be important, and all those are vulnerable for attacks, right? And so this is the NIMBY playbook that you're anticipating proactively encountering with your own people. And for every positive testimonial. It cancels out 10 to 20 gnashing of teeth opposition. It doesn't matter if it's an activist or just citizens who are fearing of change. They're speaking with what? Fear, right? And Google science. And so at the end of the day here, you're countering proactively. Hopefully you're anticipating this ahead of time. If you're following my channel, and if you haven't subscribed to the NIMBY War Room, do that right now so you can get these tips and you can get empowered in real time. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of good projects, there's a lot of good companies, there's a lot of good opportunities for communities, and you just don't want a vocal minority, a very small representation of a big community or even rural community, determining the future of your community, right? Because they don't want property taxes going up, right? They don't want energy prices going up. But still, you want to kill these golden gooses that are coming in. Gooses or geese? Either way, I need more coffee. It's not even sunrise yet. But you get the point. You gotta have. It's on you. You cannot let the application speak for itself. You need third parties to endorse what you're trying to accomplish. And if you do that, you'll turn your not in my backyard opposition certainly into yes in my backyard opportunities. So stay strong, have a good weekend, and we're going to finish up here and then trek 5.5 hours back to Tallahassee home base and then go on the road and do it all over next week. See you soon.